Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys my journey in the past couple of weeks learning some dance, some music and some visual arts. I hope you guys enjoy my video. So let's begin. For music, I decided to learn the piano. I got help from my sister who studied music and she plays the piano and sings. I never knew how to play the piano, so I was so excited to learn. I started off by learning and familiarizing myself with the positions of the keys on the keyboard and some music notation, which our teacher Rachel also showed us in class.
Identify notes on a keyboard, how there's 2 black keys and then 3, like a kind of a pattern thing. And she's just been working out where the C notes are.
C, D, and E. That's what I'm learning right now. C, D, and E. So like if I say E, I'll go like that's E, that's E, that's E.
Oh, that's good. There's no tabs on this side.
I practiced learning the song Lean On Me by following the YouTube piano tutorial and then by writing the keys on a lyric sheet. I would sometimes find it difficult to remember the positions of the keys, and I found it helpful to learn one small part of the song, then once I mastered it, I would learn the next small part of the song. This allowed me to see the importance of micro-scaffolding, which is a personalized learning technique which involves breaking down the task into manageable chunks. As our short-term visual memory has a small capacity, I thought this was very important. I was also memorizing from different aspects, such as hand-arm movement and eye memorization. I was able to empathize with how my future students could feel in their own music learning, as it is not an easy process and takes lots of effort and time to learn. This also relates to Standard 2.2.1, as when I plan my future lessons, I need to be considerate of students' achievement levels and their prior musical knowledge. While I was practicing, I realized that I would rely heavily on the key tab stickers that we sticked on, and I was not focusing on or looking at the positions on the keys. So in order to familiarize myself with the positions of the keys and to extend my learning, I gradually removed some of the letter tabs, and I was able to get used to the position and familiarize myself with the positions of the keys. Throughout this process, I have worked towards standards 2.1.1 and 6.2.1 as I have gained some professional learning from my sister who studied a Bachelor of Music. I learnt about octaves, key positions and some music notations, and now I feel more knowledgeable and confident in teaching these to my future class. Before starting dance, I watched multiple YouTube videos and I was left feeling uncoordinated and confused. I started to feel nervous and thought to myself, am I going to be able to learn a dance? I knew that I wanted to dance to Camila Cabello and Ed Sheeran's song called Bum Bum. Camila Cabello is one of my favourite singers and I find her voice so amazing, her lyrics so beautiful and the melodies of her songs so catchy. As stated by Jacobs and Polly, dance is storytelling, self-expression through movement and communication of ideas using the body. This was important for me as I would randomly dance to the song in front of the mirror and see what kind of moves I would naturally do. When I did this, I came up with my own moves and my own choreography with some inspiration from YouTube videos, as those were too complex for me. It felt great to dance. As stated by Teo, dance provides benefits such as illuminating the ego, providing relief of physical tension, anxiety and aggression, and consolidating body image. I started to feel more comfortable when I would come up with my own moves. Throughout this process, I have worked towards standard 2.1.1 as I was able to think about the importance of teaching strategies such as repetition, chunking, and using music cues to teach dance moves. When I would come up with a small dance move, I would match it to the lyrics of the song, which based on research is called associative learning by using contextual cues to recall dance moves. I would also sometimes struggle to remember some of the dance moves that I came up with. Research states that holding a series of movements in short-term memory and transferring to long-term memory is based on chunking. I see the importance of how teaching strategies such as breaking down the steps, chunking, associative learning with music cues and repetition can be helpful for my future students. For visual arts, I found some acrylic painting videos on YouTube and I followed those. Prior to this, I felt nervous and worried about whether the paintings would just turn out horrible because I remember in primary school, visual arts was an area that I did not perform great in. I was okay at it, but not that great. However, I surprised myself during this visual arts learning. Throughout this process, I learned some new techniques through trial and error, which relates to standards 2.1.1 and 2.2.1, as I have gained some techniques and skills of different ways that I can use a brush, and I can implement these new learnings in my future teaching and lessons. I will now explain some of these. When painting the night sky, which turns from a dark violet to a lighter violet, I found that if I waited too long for the violet paint to dry, then it would not blend as well with the white. So I would reapply the violet paint and mix them together in diagonal strokes, then in horizontal strokes, so there is a nicely blended look. I also learned how to use lighter shades of a colour to create depth, texture and a realistic look. For example, I did this when I was planting the leaves of a plant and the tulip flowers. I also learned how to use a stippling technique while drawing the leaves on the trees. I found this technique so cool because something so easy and simple, and it made a big difference to my drawing. I was very surprised of the outcome. I ended up painting this painting 2 times because I found that using a drier brush with less paint or using a paper to dry down the brush created a more realistic look for the leaves on the trees. As explained by Hudson, sometimes pre-service teachers may have insecurities about teaching visual arts due to negative experiences. Results from this study indicated an increase in confidence to teach arts for pre-service teachers that participated in a program where they had the opportunity to create artworks. Similarly, I have also increased my confidence by participating in visual art learning. Also, as stated by McArdle in Jacobs and Polly, it is encouraged that we as teachers become literate on the basic principles of visual arts. I have gained a wide range of knowledge and increased my confidence throughout my creative arts learning, and I'll hopefully implement these learnings in my future class. Thank you so much for watching.